guys, Michelle Caruana from Play Cafe Academy coming at you from quarantine. So as you guys know, I live in New York State, so we have been mandated to stay home, and my family and I actually chose to self-isolate a little bit earlier than we were mandated to, so we have been home now for 9 days. So send help. Anyways, so yeah, I'm coming at you with my quarantine don't care hair, so I hope you guys don't mind, and I'm in my home office, so it's just going to be a fun next couple weeks or months as we kind of work through this together. And today I really want to talk about a question that I got from somebody in my Playmaker Society group, my group coaching program. But before I do that, I just want to remind you to please subscribe to my channel because I put out a new video every single week. Lately, I've been doing 2 or 3 videos a week just because, again, I want to give you guys as much information, as many resources, as many tips as I can so that we can all work through this together. So whether you're still in the planning phase of your business or if you guys are already open and looking to create additional revenue streams and really mitigate the impact of this epidemic on your business, I am here for you guys. So just don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon so that you never miss a video. So, okay, and this, the title of this video probably threw you for a loop, but there's a lot of panic in this industry and really any non-essential businesses right now because, not only are we dealing with a worldwide pandemic, so I guess I shouldn't really use the term epidemic, it's more of a pandemic, but there's a lot of panic. And not only are we dealing with a health crisis, we're also dealing with a potential recession coming up. So any non-essential businesses are, kind of panicking right now. And I completely understand it because, not only are we a little bit up in the air in terms of personal finances for, the entire workforce of not only the United States where I'm located, but really across the globe. So not only are we dealing with personal finances, but we have to ask ourselves questions like, will we ever feel comfortable being close in large groups again? Will close contact ever be allowed again? And what government policies or health department policies are going to be enacted to combat future instances of disease? And, this is the specific question that I got from somebody in my group. She said, are you still encouraging new folks to start the process of opening an indoor playground and consider opening a family entertainment center? Do you see the industry bouncing back after the worst of this is over? And, I kind of read that question to mean, is this industry dead? Should we all, ditch our plans and, start making toilet paper or something like that? And, I completely understand this question again, because we're facing a lot of uncertainty right now. But when I, really gave it a little bit of consideration and I really sat down and thought about this question, I kept coming back to one very important thing. And I can't think of who actually said this quote, but I'm going to put my blog in the comments of this video, and I did credit the source. But the quote that kept playing again and again in my head when I was thinking about this industry and the impact this crisis will have on it is that play is not a luxury. Play is a necessity. And, humans are social creatures. We are always going to seek to interact with others. And, study after study have proven that play and social interaction are extremely critical in early childhood development. So it's just, a known as parents that we're always going to take our kids to play places. We're always going to sign them up for classes. We're always going to take them out to, have a change of scenery. And now, actually more than ever, I really think that parents are going to seek solace in places that they know are clean, safe, and are going to provide those essentials for their children. So do I think some big changes need to happen in the industry? Yes, absolutely. I think that many changes need to happen in order for this industry to continue to thrive in this kind of new age that we're kind of ushering ourselves into with, glove wearing and hand washing and sanitizing. I think a lot needs to be done, and I'm going to get to that. But again, I just want to remind you guys that, this is not a trendy business, even though it's definitely exploding in recent months in terms of, the smaller boutique kind of play cafes versus like the large format indoor playgrounds. Again, I think that the smaller format is actually going to be more appealing to people because it's easier to clean, it's more personal, there's going to be less people in the facility at a given time. They offer private events. So for example, our Climbing Vines locations offer private birthday parties. So that's going to be more attractive to people than ever. So again, I am encouraging my students to go full steam ahead with your plans. And there's so much that you can do while you're waiting for this to blow over. So do I think you should maybe be signing leases right now? Probably not, because again, there's a lot of uncertainty both in terms of your personal finances and what's going to happen to not only the public health, from a public health standpoint, but also the real estate market is going to go through some serious turmoil. The stock market is going to go through some serious turmoil. Unfortunately, a lot of businesses are not going to survive this. So there are going to be a lot of locations popping up for future renting. The real estate prices are going to be very desirable for buyers. So while I don't think that you should necessarily be making any concrete plans in the next couple months until we have more information and until we really understand the long-term impact that this disease is going to have on the entire world, I do think that there is so many things that you can move forward with without actually signing a lease or choosing a location or going ahead with the build out. Now, of course, if you've already signed a lease and things like that, then you do need to kind of move forward and kind of take it day by day and monitor the news and things like that, and stay up to date with the Center for Disease Control recommendations if you're in the United States. Make sure that you're keeping up with everything and understanding what policies you need to enact as a business owner. But you could create a website. You could, start growing your social media following. You could start growing your email list. You could be engaging with your followers. You could be doing Facebook Live, story times. You could be doing so many different things. And if you guys want some more specifics on things that I think you guys should be doing during this quarantine lockdown period, just comment and let me know, because I will make a video like that for you guys if that's what you want. Again, I'm here to create what you guys want. So just feel free to let me know. But even if we're not signing leases, we can still move forward with business plans and all of that good stuff. And again, starting to establish an audience so that when you do open, people are excited. People already know, like, and trust you, because again, trust and these smaller format facilities are going to go hand in hand. People are going to want to know when they walk into a facility that, they know the owner, they know their cleaning procedures, they're very transparent about it. There's not, thousands of people together at one time. So again, I'm encouraging my students to continue with their plan. And again, we're going to talk about the changes that I would really like to see in this industry coming up. But again, if you guys have any questions about anything that I talk about in this video, please let me know. Again, this one wasn't really planned or scripted or anything. I'm just kind of giving you guys an update based on, what I've been seeing lately, what I've been talking about in my Playmaker Society group. So whatever you guys need, I am here for you. Just comment and I'll either answer your comment if it's a specific question, or if it's a topic suggestion, I would be happy to create that new content for you guys. Okay, so back to talking about the changes that I think need to happen in the industry. And I have a couple things that I really hope to change. However, the most important thing that I think really needs to change in the industry is regulation. And what I mean by that is, when I entered this industry, back in early 2015, something that I was most shocked by was how few to literally no regulations there are around cleanliness of the actual play cafe. So as you guys know, we have a cafe, so we sell coffee, we sell snacks, all that good stuff, in addition to having an indoor playground. Now, we are not a licensed daycare facility, so again, we'll get to that in a second, but really when the health department comes, because we do have a health department license, but when they come, they check out our fridge, they check out our cooler, they check out our bathrooms to make sure we have hand soap, and they are really just responsible for the food prep side of our facility. They have never got into our play area. They have never once asked a single question about how we clean our toys, how we sanitize our toys, anything like that. And the reason that is because there are literally no regulations, at least in any state that I have ever heard of, around cleaning and sanitizing toys. Now, do most owners choose to have their own policies and procedures around cleaning and sanitizing? Yes, of course. However, with no real system of checks to make sure that we're actually following these guidelines that we impose on ourselves, it's very concerning to me as both a business owner and a parent that there's really no governing body or system to make sure that these places are safe. These places are, putting practices into place. These places are using safe products. I know a lot of indoor playgrounds who only use all natural products, which is their choice as a business owner. Again, there is no regulations around this. They're not doing anything illegal or against code or anything like that. But it's been said lately by the Center for Disease Control in the US that these cleaners are not going to be as effective as, some other suggested products that they have around preventing the spread of disease and viruses and bacteria. So again, there's really no regulations, not only around what products you should use, but how often, who's going to be doing this, who is going to be checking on the owners. So that is, again, extremely shocking and disturbing to me as both a business owner and a parent, because, obviously when I bring my kids to play somewhere, I want to know, when they're cleaning, how they're cleaning, what products they're using, what exactly their procedure is. But as a business owner, it makes it really difficult, because if even one other local indoor playground doesn't, create strict procedures and guidelines for themselves and actually follow through and make sure that employees are actually completing these tasks, if only one indoor playground, kind of is a bad apple, it's really going to spoil it for the rest of us, because it's going to, really bring to the attention of local parents that, hey, there are no regulations. Even if a facility comes out and says, okay, we clean every single day, we clean multiple times a day, we're always wiping, we're always sanitizing, regardless of what they say, there's really no proof. Again, there's really no system to make sure that they're actually following through on what they say. So once parents start to realize that, and once they start to distrust other indoor playgrounds, then they're really going to lose faith in the industry, and they're not going to feel comfortable bringing their children to any indoor playground facility. So what I would love to see come out of this crisis is improved regulations on a state level, similar to what the health department is. So it might even be a county level, but I really want to see states put down on paper, these are the products that you should be using at your indoor playground facility. This is how often you should be cleaning. This is how we're going to enforce it. This is how we're going to make sure, because, not only do I think it's important to actually monitor indoor playgrounds and make sure that they're using proper procedures, but it would also be so helpful as a business owner to have a set of guidelines, because again, as owners, we have all the power. We get to decide what products we use, how often we use them, who uses them, how do we make sure they get used. That's all up to us, which, as a business owner, it's nice to have that control, but it's also leaves so much open to interpretation. So again, having a set of guidelines similar to what licensed daycare has would be so helpful as a business owner. And I really hope that that comes out of this crisis. And another change that I think is likely going to happen from this, in addition to, hopefully increased regulations around this industry, is I think we're going to notice in the coming months people starting to change some of the equipment that they have in their facility. So I definitely think that the larger format indoor playgrounds are going to start phasing out a little bit, because again, of the concern of large gatherings. And I also think that some of the, again, equipment is going to change. So for example, I think ball pits are maybe a thing of the past. And sorry if you guys can hear my kids like yelling in the background, quarantine life. Anyway, so I think ball pits might be a thing of the past. So if you guys remember from climbing vines, we have like a little tiny ball pit that has maybe 20 balls in it at a time. So it's very, very easy for us to maintain. It's very easy for us to sanitize all of those balls. But those like big ball pits, again, not only are there no regulations around how or when those should be cleaned, unless they're a licensed daycare, it's also very, very difficult and very time consuming and very expensive to keep those clean. And I think that parents are going to be a lot more wary in the future of letting their children go into foam pits or go into ball pits, because of their reputation for being, very easy to spread germs, bacteria, viruses in those ball pit types of equipment. So I think we're going to start seeing the ball pits kind of go away, not necessarily, due to a government mandate, but just because, consumer trends are going to change, even though I do think that, as social creatures, we're still going to seek to gather. We're still going to look to have birthday parties. We're still going to bring our children places to play. I do think that consumer trends are going to demand, again, some of these equipment changes. I think, Ball pits have always been, kind of a point of concern for me, and they've always been a complaint that I've seen around other indoor playgrounds. I'm sure you guys saw a couple years ago, Chuck E. Cheese actually removed most, if not all, of their ball pits. So I think ball pits are kind of a thing of the past. Unfortunately, I think we're going to see a lot of indoor playground owners phase out of them and replace them with other things that are easier to clean and less high risk in terms of spreading disease. Another thing I think that would affect the smaller spaces, just as much as the big spaces, is I think that a lot of the smaller toys, like smaller play food, things like that children, tend to put in their mouths. I think we're also going to be seeing a lot less of that. I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of toys either secured to a wall or secured to something else, so that it's a lot less risky for those younger children to, again, pick them up and put them in their mouths, because that is going to be a very fast way to spread disease in an indoor playground facility. And even though we have sanitation stations, and even though we have, a bucket for mouth toys, again, I still think we're going to see a lot of equipment change. I think parents are going to show a lot more concern around those smaller toys. So as you guys know, we have a sensory corner, and we have a lot of toys that are, still encourage that fine motor play while everything is still secured to the wall. So kids aren't putting their mouth on it or anything like that. And we do have a lot of smaller toys. So for example, we have Play Bakery, we have a fruit stand. And I think we're going to see a lot of these smaller toys kind of start going away, replaced with larger toys. Or for example, if there is, a farm stand or something like that, I think we're going to start seeing those smaller items again being secured by like a string or a rope or, a bungee, something like that. I think people are going to be a lot more concerned about, where they let their children play, what they let their children play with. And again, there's going to be a lot more scrutiny on your cleaning procedures as an owner. So I think increased transparency is always going to be a good thing. So if you guys are already open and you are making any changes to your equipment or anything like that, like what I mentioned, definitely let your customers know. They want to know that you're being proactive. They want to know that you are on top of it and that you're thinking about their safety and your staff's safety. We might see a lot more staff wearing gloves. We might see, people handle maybe even dress up clothes differently, because now we know that cloth and things like that can, harbor bacteria for a lot longer. So yeah, I think we're definitely going to see some changes in this industry. I think it's up to us as owners to really monitor these customer trends. And again, while we're still waiting for more information to come out, I'm recording this on March 24th. So the news literally changes by the day. We still have no idea what the impact is going to be, health-wise, economy-wise. We just don't know yet. So again, I'm going to continue providing you guys updates, but it's up to us as owners to really communicate with our customers, give them the latest information, and also ask what they need. So, maybe don't say, hey, should we get rid of our ball pit? But you can say, hey, if you have any concerns about visiting our facility in the future, please let us know so that we can address it. Because while we're all stuck at home, again, there is so much that we could be doing to move our businesses forward, not just in terms of gaining an audience, but also in terms of, making sure that we're nurturing our customers, making sure we're maintaining a relationship with them, making sure that while we're stuck at home, we might as well be planning for equipment changes, planning for updated procedures, ordering some cleaning supplies that, might not be in stock just yet, but they will be by the time we reopen. So there is so much that we can do as owners to get in front of this. And again, I shared a lot of tips on bringing your classes online and things like that in my previous video, which I'll link to in the comments. But whatever you guys need, again, to better understand the risk that this global virus is going to have on your business, please comment and let me know what questions you have, what resources you need, because again, I am here for you guys. But again, the biggest positive that I really hope to come out of this is that, again, people are going to be seeking connection now more than ever. And I really, really hope that the increased regulations on this industry are going to put customers' minds at ease a little bit more, and they're going to have a lot more trust in this industry, knowing that we have to adhere to a specific set of standards. So I hope that the government is, considering that, and they're looking at these high-risk places where, people are congregating, where children are playing. I hope that they take a good hard look at the regulations that they're lacking, and I really hope that positive comes from this. So Again, if you guys have any questions, just let me know. And if not, I will see you guys next week. Have a great day, guys. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss my next video.